Good morning, everybody. Today is February 26, 2020. It's a Wednesday, and it looks like the major sell-off that we had in the last couple of days is coming to the end. Even though we still have Japan and some Asia and some Europe markets going down a little bit, but I guess what we see is that the money are traveling from these overseas markets to United States. And the reason is that it looks like America in this situation is one of the safest places to be because, of advanced economy, advanced medical treatments, quite a bit of money was invested in healthcare. So I think America is better prepared to handle this type of crisis if it ever becomes, huge. We do have quite a bit of people who already picked up the coronavirus, and I'm not talking about 3 or 4. I think that right now we have close to 100 people already that have it, but they're kind of spread across the country. They're isolated in hospitals. And in fact, they are providing quite a bit of material for research and for doctors to, identify what treatments work on this virus, what kind of viral or antiviral medications or vaccines would work. Because so far, the majority of cases were coming from China, and obviously China probably was not disclosing all the information about their patients and how they respond to drugs and to treatments. So now once America has its own sick people with coronavirus, now we could observe and research this thing kind of firsthand without relying on any other second or third hand sources. So also, as I said before in my previous videos, people get used to hearing this about the same problem over and over again. So initially, when coronavirus was reported, and the news agencies and newspapers and TV stations, they were trying to create a panic, just basically trying to raise the ratings and attract more viewers. This wave kind of passed. Yes, it caused a little bit of a panic, and the stock market was reacting to it by going through sell-offs. And the interesting thing is that 80% of trades right now are made with computers. So, and I have some friends in banks that do the trading, and I was told that the software that usually is deployed to analyze the market and execute the trades, or actually place the trades, kind of decision-making software, was altered because extra risk from coronavirus news was embedded into those systems. So, for example, if before software was basically looking just at stock prices that are currently happening on the market, now it also being fed the information about the number of infected people, the number of sick people, and the number of dead people from coronavirus. Because if these computers are good in predicting the stock prices, they also could extrapolate and predict what would actually happen with this coronavirus so-called epidemic, and they could try to project how many people would get infected, and how much negative pressure or negative sentiment would be created on the market, and based on that project how the market is gonna react. So And it looks like now these computers are being fed this information, and what they see is that the effect of coronavirus news and negativity is waning out, and basically it looks like the market is getting used to news about coronavirus, about a coronavirus existence, and that it does cause some illness, and some people's immune systems could not fight it very well, and maybe it's much more deadly than for example regular flu. However, as we know, right now we have around 2,500 people that are dead from the coronavirus, and it's over the period of 2 months. So is that a large number, or is that a big number? I mean, does it really kind of like affect the economy that much? Well, we should look at this thing in perspective. Every day on this planet we have around 150,000 people who die, okay? And that's every day. So if you multiply this thing, for example, over, let's say, 2 months, or let's say 3 months, let's say 100 days, right? If you multiply that, we will have around 15 million people would die in 3 months from all kinds of illnesses, from age and maybe accidents and stuff like that. So, and if you split 100 days by 2, we'll get around 50 days, or close enough to the time period since this death started to occur from the coronavirus. So in 50 days, or close to 2 months, we would have around 7.5, maybe 8 million people dead all over the world from all kinds of diseases and problems and accidents. And at the same time, 8 million versus 2,000. Now you could judge for yourself. 2,008 million, that's like 1% or less than that. So it looks like, even though this coronavirus is dangerous and it's a lot of people could die from it, it's only affecting around 1% of deaths all over the world. So maybe it's not as tragic and devastating as people present it. So invest in the stock market, buy blue chips while they're still low after this 2-day drop. And if you want to know which stocks to buy, go to the website 2stx.com. That will take you to the Apple App Store, where you could download, install, and run an app on your iPhone, iPad, and Apple TV, and find the best stocks to buy among 5,000 stocks listed there. Thank you for your time, and good luck trading.